What's going on, everyone? How are you doing today? My name is the Leaping Lemur, and before we get into this video, if you could please like, comment, and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. It really helps in the algorithm. Today, we're going to be looking at another weekly recap. This was a crazy week for Daniel. He got attacked, arrested, and then released. Now, folks, this all happened in a span of a few days, so sit back and relax while Past Lemur recaps the week for y'all. So folks, a lot has happened to Daniel Sunday night. He was kicked out of the homeless shelter he was staying at and allegedly attacked. Not only that, he was also drenched in soda once again. This all took place in such a short span on Sunday night, so I decided to wait until today to talk about it. But so much more has happened. Trust me, y'all, you're in for a treat. The start of this saga began when Daniel started a live stream which was titled "Daniel Just Got Attacked on Pearl Street Mall During a Fan Meetup." In this live, he describes how someone attacked him after asking for a photo.
I've never seen that person before. What the fuck? Some middle schooler. So there was a middle schooler that showed up at the fan meetup, told me he had $20 to take a picture. I looked at him, saw how old he was, and I was like, I don't believe you. That's what I was thinking in my mind. So I turned down the photo, okay, and I keep on walking, okay. At that point, he starts following me. Around that time, there were two other people, because I was down at the Boulder County Library. There was two other people down on Pearl Street Mall that come up to me, and one of them was carrying a cup of what looked to be soda and tried to pour it on me again. And at that point, I started running, and now I'm not even sure where I am.
So right after being what Daniel describes as attacked, he says he started running and instantly got lost like a fucking idiot. His first instinct was to pull out his phone and start live streaming so he can tell everyone. I mean, literally just a few days ago, I was saying that Daniel just gets attacked every time he does this. He's not a beloved celebrity like he thinks he is. Homie is an infamous PDF file. But this isn't the only thing that happened to Daniel in the past 2 days. Later that night, Daniel was actually successfully soaked, and I have the video for y'all here.
No.
You know what they say, folks, history repeats itself. It seems like the new meme is to try to put some kind of liquid on Daniel and then in come the shower jokes. I mean, I can say one, but I'm sure y'all already get the idea. Daniel hates showers and smells. Something I also mentioned in a recent video is the fact that Daniel and villain Dylan will get into some kind of trouble together. Turns out I was right, and Dylan allegedly attacked Daniel and got him kicked out of his homeless shelter. Daniel describes this all in a live stream titled "Daniel Larson got a 45-day suspension from the homeless shelter again." Just watch as Daniel rambles on about why he got kicked out.
So I got banned until May from the Boulder shelter and all of their services, I guess, because for 45 days till May because of the situation with Dylan and what he was posting about me on the media. Apparently, when I reported it to the staff at the shelter, Dylan lied and said impersonator. I'm not quite sure, but he then tried to frame me and said that it was an impersonator making it and that I was making it, claiming to be him and all this weird stuff. And the the shelter decided that they were just going to permanently ban me, I guess.
He then continues later with the video on his YouTube channel titled Daniel Larson trying to report Dylan Clark for harassment and assault at the homeless shelter, in which Daniel records another one of his phone calls featuring the big beige phone.
Hello, Joe. This is Daniel. I need to talk to you when you get a chance. If you can shoot me a text or give me a call. I am having some issues with one of the other clients at the Boulder shelter, who is an old friend of mine, and he is causing issues trying to get me permanently banned from the shelter, posting on social media about me, and I have the evidence to prove it that my family has found. If you can get back to me at my phone number that I gave you, you can shoot me a text or give me a call. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
I would hate to be Daniel's probation officer. You know damn well that guy hates his life. He was just chilling, working as a regular probation officer, a couple drug tests here and there, maybe a few check-ins now and then out of the blue you get this crazy guy who calls you twice a day to bitch about shit that's happening in his personal life, as if this dude is Daniel's personal security guard or something. Daniel doesn't stop there. He also posts a series of TikTok videos about the situation, which I'll play for y'all now.
I just got kicked out of the Boulder County homeless shelter because Dylan Clark was back and he hit me. Why is there 3 different Clarks in my life? And everybody is getting them all mixed up on social media. I was on the phone tonight with my cybersecurity team to try to have the Dylan Clark, I think it's Dylan Clark's post of that I guess somebody is impersonating him. I was trying to get that post taken down or reported, and Dylan overheard my conversation and got all pissed off, and that's what led to the issue tonight. He told me to not post about him, and I said I won't, but then when he got angry for me trying to take down the post that he asked me to take down, he randomly started conflict. My cybersecurity is telling me that Dylan Clark's Discord is MIA, but directly under where it says MIA, it says Dylan Clark.
So yeah, Daniel's been having a horrible couple of days. All of it is his own fault. He keeps giving out his location to people online, and he invited this weird dude into his life even after people brought it to his attention what he's been doing. Alright, now let's talk about all the community posts that Daniel has made since all this stuff has started going down. Daniel starts off by writing, "Fan meetup in 10 minutes on Pearl Street Mall. Pictures are $20. Then Daniel adds to that stating, "I will be charging $20 for unlimited photos today." He then gives out his location, telling everyone, "I'm at the Boulder County Library right now." He then writes, "My phone is running extremely low on battery." Daniel then mentions the first instance he was talking about during his live stream we seen earlier, writing, "Don't lie to me and say you have $20 and then take a picture and run off." Daniel then updates his community tab further, writing, "Emergency SOS, I'm being followed." Finally, we get to the part where Daniel was allegedly attacked, as Daniel writes, "I just got attacked." He then makes 2 more posts in reference to this attack, stating, "The fan meetup for today just got canceled due to an attack, and I'm going to call today early because I was just attacked on the Pearl Street Mall. Daniel is truly fucking stupid, folks. Like I said, he just gives his location out, then he flips out when people don't show up happy to meet a PDF file. He then makes some posts stating he's cutting ties with Grace, Clark, and Bob, later also questioning Grace's love for him, writing, "I wonder if Grace Vanderwall actually loves me," with the broken heart emoji at the end. The next day, Daniel starts up with the same fan meetup bullshit, inviting people to go fuck with him, starting off by writing, "Fan meetup at Pearl Street Mall right now." He then adds to that writing, "I will be on Pearl Street Mall all day today." Daniel, that's not a fan meetup, that's called loitering. That's why you got kicked out of the Aurora Mall. No one wants you stinking up their mall. Then Daniel goes schizo mode stating, "I need more information on Flexburger," with a mind blown emoji. Following that up with, "I don't feel safe or comfortable." Maybe you feel a little more safe if you stop going out and giving everyone online your exact location at any given moment. Trust me, Daniel, there's no fans left to meet up with. He later writes, "Dylan Clark has been giving out my phone number." After that, he also writes, "I'm in danger again." Y'all, this is Daniel Larson's danger arc. Daniel is constantly in fear of his life at every moment. He thinks everyone's out to get him. A little later, Daniel starts talking about Bob again and writes, "Bob can't do a hotel room or food for tonight," with a pondering emoji. Then he adds to that, "We are in a bull market," with a pondering emoji. Yes, Daniel, Bob not paying for all your bullshit means we're in a bull market. You know what Daniel says? Stocks are down and views are up, so that means he's in danger. Finally, we get to the last of Daniel's community posts as he writes, "The Boulder Police Department is looking for Flexburger due to harassment against me." Lastly, Daniel writes, "I'm talking with my family about paying for housing with income from fan pictures in public." I think Daniel has probably lost more money than he has made doing these fan meetups. Usually when people give Daniel money, he makes a post about it, but lately he's been silent about that. So I assume the pity cash has finally dried up, and hopefully people are finally coming to their senses when it comes to paying this degenerate PDF file. So folks, it finally happened. Daniel was arrested once again. There's not much about the situation yet, but I'm gonna let y'all know everything that's come out so far. But before we talk about that, let's discuss the moments leading up to Daniel's arrest. First, let's talk about the live stream Daniel started earlier in the day, titled "Good Morning Colorado." In this stream, Daniel is shown traveling on a bus silently. I'll play a few seconds of it for y'all so you can understand what kind of content Daniel makes, but there's really not much to it. So that goes on for about 5 minutes until Daniel ends the live and presumably arrives at his location. Daniel also updates everyone on his community tab throughout the day like he always does. He starts off with a long post about Dylan Clark, writing, "Somehow Dylan Clark was lying about me to the staff at the shelter in Boulder, and my PO is saying that both people were threatening to kill each other and will be investigating the trolls moving forward." Daniel continues writing, "Dylan Clark was not kicked out from the shelter yet, but my 45-day ban is confirmed. Well, Daniel, now you have free housing and food. Shit, Sweet Tea probably has the bed made for you already." Later in the day, Daniel writes, "I just got off the phone with my probation officer in Boulder County and everything is slightly behind schedule." Then Daniel starts speaking about his finances, writing, "Things need to speed up a little bit more financially." Then Daniel continues on with his idea, writing, "I need to do something major to get my views up even more," with the pondering emoji. With his last community post stating, "I'm about to take a huge financial and safety risk." Well, it looks like Daniel took that risk, and here he is in jail. People first heard of the news when some pictures of Daniel with the police started spreading around, with one photo showing Daniel standing with officers with a toothbrush in his hand and another showing him cuffed being taken to a cop car. After these photos came out, people assumed Daniel was back in jail once again, and they were right. Soon enough, there was a record of Daniel Robert Larson being taken into custody in Broomfield, Colorado. Most recently, Daniel's mugshot was released, and Daniel is seen sporting the same look on his face as in the previous mugshot. Hopefully Daniel is transferred to Arapahoe so he can meet up with Sweet Tea once again, his one true love. So folks, the plot armor has fully replenished. Daniel can't stay in jail no matter what happens. Daniel has been caught time after time doing illegal things, but I'm sure y'all already guessed it, Daniel Larson is being released. Daniel had court today, and from my understanding, Daniel is getting his probation reinstated, and it seems as though the state is focusing a lot more on Daniel, which is pretty understandable. Colorado is a liberal state, so they're against incarceration, but Daniel is so fucking crazy that there's no way he's staying out of jail. So what's the next best option? protection for them, I guess just let him out and breathe down his neck until he lives some semblance of a regular life. So let's find out what came out of the court hearing today. I'll play that for y'all now.
I will let you know that I'm inclined to go along with the agreement to revoke and reinstate your probation with the same terms and conditions. I'm also willing to authorize transfer of probation to Boulder. However, you need to arrange that through Jeffco probation. So I'll order that you report to Jeffco probation. Today, if you get out in time before 5 o'clock, come to the courthouse, go to probation on the second floor and check in with them. I'm going to authorize the probation to be transferred to Boulder, but it's your responsibility to make sure that Jeffco arranges that on your behalf. Is there anything in addition that you would like to know or say, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Please take advantage of those resources. I will revoke and reinstate your probation with the same terms and conditions. I'll authorize transfer of probation to Boulder to be arranged through Jeffco probation, and I'll order that you report to probation no later than by tomorrow, Friday, March 22nd. But ideally today, you'll check in with them, talk to them about your desire to transfer probation to Boulder and follow their directions, okay? Mainly stay in touch with them. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
It seems like Colorado has a large number of women judges who make shitty decisions. I mean, look at this chick. It's like a clone of Daniel's last judge, down to the tone she speaks to Daniel and everything. It seems as though things are already starting to go Daniel's way, as his bail is now only $100. So it's safe to say Daniel will be out very soon. He might already be out as of recording this. It's really hard to know with Daniel, but it hasn't been officially stated yet, so I'm not going to say he's been released with 100% confidence, although I'm pretty sure that it's already happened. Either way, let's take a look at Daniel's charges and how much his bail is now. As of the court case, the price of Daniel's bail has dropped from $1,000 to $100. Daniel was being charged with the following: 2 counts of criminal mischief and 2 more counts of trespassing. But that's all the information we have until Daniel gets a new phone and starts making new accounts. I'm sure he'll start talking about sweet tea and what happened in jail, probably talking about how he got R-worded again. He'll come out with a big post, don't worry folks, and it'll be all over the Daniel Larson subreddit. Just wait and see. It'll probably come about tomorrow or the next day. But there has not been an official document saying that Daniel Larson was released. There has not been a spotting yet, so I can't say for sure that Daniel Larson is released, but it seems as though that's the case, folks. Well, folks, it's official. Daniel Larson has been released and he has immediately started posting. We also got a new video to look at and some more of Daniel's good old community posts. But first, let's talk about this video that was posted to Daniel's TikTok. Just watch this shit, y'all.
Hey everyone, so Boulder County Probation has been able to help me get some groceries. Unfortunately, I need a stove or a microwave to cook everything.
So Daniel got groceries that required a microwave to eat, with no place to even stay. Pretty fucking dumb, right? But that's Daniel for you. What's new? Eventually, Daniel did get a place to stay though, so far things have been seeming to go pretty alright for Daniel, at least on the surface. But even as Daniel is free from jail, his trolls keep his mind trapped 24/7. We begin to see this in Daniel's community post. At first, they start off tame, with Daniel announcing his release, stating, "I just got out of Jefferson County Jail." A little bit later, Daniel also writes, "I have my mental evaluation today in Boulder County, Colorado." And then almost immediately after, Daniel gets right back to his usual schizo posting, writing, "I just found out the FBI can't charge me for anything because I was manipulated to say everything, and I found out I was kicked out of housing just because I was in contact with Grace Vanderwall," with the broken heart emoji at the end. He follows that up with writing, "Grace Vanderwall and I are in a family crisis." Daniel went one day without talking to fake Grace, and now she's all he can fucking think about. I mean, almost all these community posts are either about his release or his thoughts about Grace. We see this continued further as Daniel writes, "Something isn't right with Grace Vanderwall and I need to figure out what is delaying everything moving forward with our engagement," with the pondering emoji at the end. I swear, just when you think Daniel couldn't get any fucking crazier, he starts to pull this engagement bullshit. Yes, Daniel now thinks him and Grace are gonna get engaged. Later, out of the blue, Daniel writes, "It's a crime to leak someone's nudes to the internet." Daniel, you know what else is a crime? Having relationships with minors. And I'm not talking about in Minecraft, folks.
Hi, Matt.
Your friends told me you were getting bullied at school for wearing a Minecraft backpack. I know what it's like to be different, and I want to send some birthday love your way. Minecraft is cool, and I love to go mining. I love miners.
Sorry, y'all. I had to find somewhere to throw that clip in. It's fucking gold. Daniel then quickly goes back to speaking about his engagement to Grace, writing, "How can I get engaged to Grace Vanderwall if I have only seen her once before in person?" with the pondering emoji at the end. Daniel has Grace on the brain today, folks. I mean, this isn't even the end. Daniel continues letting everyone know how much he enjoyed phone sex with fake Grace, writing, "I just got off the phone with Grace Vanderwall and it was the best call yet." Daniel was getting tired of sweet tea. That first call with Grace hit different, folks. Daniel later starts talking about how he needs to verify Grace and Tina's identity, which seems to cause some issues for Daniel. This all started when Daniel wrote, "I'm required to have Grace Vanderwall talk to Bob before I can for verification reasons because of the legal trouble I'm in because of trying to get in contact with her or her management." After this, Daniel continues, writing, "I'm required video verification from everyone I'm in contact with as part of my new policy due to the legal concerns." A little bit after this, Daniel writes, "I think I'm in contact with someone impersonating Grace Vanderwall." No shit, Daniel. It took you this fucking long to figure it out. Daniel then writes, "I've been told legally to not trust Grace Vanderwall, so I'm confused on who to believe." A little bit later, Daniel writes, "I'm going to get to the bottom of what's going on with the Vanderwall situation again." Then 5 hours later, Daniel simply writes, "I'm going to get dinner." I guess all that hard thinking made Daniel hungry. Y'all, today has been a crazy day in the Larsonian universe. Daniel freaked out on everyone today, including the FBI themselves. So today we're going to look at what caused this all and the moments leading up to this crazy freak out. Let's start off with the videos that Daniel has uploaded for today.
I am getting ready to put out new music, summer 2024. Stay tuned. I don't know what everybody is talking about me not paying for my meals when I go out to eat at restaurants, because I've been paying for meals for the past year. The FBI just turned off my live stream, so I can't go live and report what's going on. And I'm being followed by people. I'm being followed by a group of haters, about 10 people. And I need crowd control of some sort when in public. The FBI and the U.S. Secret Service is trying to
So as y'all can see, it seemed like out of the blue, Daniel started freaking out about the FBI. He goes from talking about putting out new music to all of a sudden running around and screaming about how he was attacked. Well folks, Daniel actually had a live stream sometime before this where Daniel complains about being followed by a group he deemed as being the FBI. Just watch as Daniel runs around and makes threats towards the federal government.
The FBI can go ahead and press legal charges on me. I will just kill their ass. I'm being chased by a group of about 10 teenagers that go to CU University. The same, or one of the groups that attacked me a couple days ago.
I tried to trim it down as much as possible because most of the live stream is Daniel running around as fast as his twig legs could run. But surprisingly, Daniel could run pretty fast. I mean, he did compete in the Special Olympics, and in moments like this, it really shows. But obviously, this isn't the FBI, it's just Daniel's trolls going around and fucking with them in public again. But Daniel's delusions are getting stronger by the minute, folks. We can see this as Daniel also writes about what went down in his community tab. At first, he was posting his usual shit, speaking about how he was angry at Bob and Grace, but then Daniel starts to mention the FBI. This first starts when Daniel wrote, "The FBI and Secret Service needs to stop talking to me or I will press charges for harassment and misinformation." Daniel is playing a dangerous game, folks. The FBI doesn't play around. I'm not saying that they're gonna nuke Daniel or something, but they'll definitely charge him with threatening the federal government. Daniel and Dylan are both gonna be charged with the same shit, folks. Watch. If Daniel doesn't quit his shit, they're gonna get his ass. And we already know by the live stream that we seen earlier that it doesn't end here. Daniel continues ranting about stupid shit, including Jacob Sartorius and Jacob Vanderwall. Then, out of the blue, Daniel writes, and I quote, "I just called Bob the N-word." Y'all remember when Daniel had his Black Lives Matter arc?
This is for George Floyd. Rest in peace. Black Lives Matter.
Every time Daniel says some shit like this, I can't forget back when he was pretending like he actually cared about black people's well-being. But we know from Daniel's numerous freakouts that the N-word is one of Daniel's favorite words. Everything else that comes out of his mouth is just incoherent screams. After some more incoherent rants about Grace, Tina, and Bob, Daniel continues talking about the government, stating, "I'm planning on suing the US government." Imagine if Daniel lived in another country. He'd be dead by now. I mean, no way Russia is taking Daniel Larson's bullshit. Putin would put a stop to that in a heartbeat. Homie will end up like Navalny. But Daniel isn't really thinking logically here at all. He's obviously having some really strong delusions. Daniel continues on with his war against the FBI as he writes, "Get ready for possible federal charges." He follows this up with, "I might be going to prison." Knowing what Daniel said, that might actually be true. The only thing that might save him is how low of an actual threat he is, but who knows? He also has a pretty sizable social media presence, which might be a reason for the federal government to actually go after Daniel. A little later, Daniel states, "The FBI lied to me about my own family." This is the last mention of the FBI for a while, and Daniel starts to focus more on Grace and Bob. So quickly, I wanted to touch on a few posts Daniel made towards them because things start to heat up on that end as well. This all starts when Daniel writes, "Grace Vanderwall is breaking up with me because she doesn't think I'm making progress." He then follows this up by writing, "Grace Vanderwall, please don't break up with me." Daniel Larson and Fate Grace are on the final days of their relationship, folks. But honestly, it's crazy how much of these trolls and delusions Daniel can keep up with. This dude is having like 4 arguments at once with Tina, Bob, Grace, and the federal government. After speaking about Grace, Daniel goes right back to complaining about Bob, writing, "Bob was telling me that he predicted everything was going to fall apart today with the Vanderwalls and I and didn't want to be involved with it. This poor old man. God damn." In the early days before I was well versed on Daniel's lore, I used to always blame Bob for giving Daniel money, but I was ignorant to the fact that Bob holds Daniel's inheritance. So in a way, Bob is stuck as Daniel's beneficiary until the money eventually runs out or Bob passes away. It's hard not to feel bad for the guy. He tried to help Daniel and now he's stuck with who Daniel has become. A little later, Daniel hits us with the classic, "I'm under attack." And after this, all hell breaks loose. He starts to get angry at Fate Grace, letting out his frustration, writing, "Fuck Grace Vanderwall for telling me that it's my problem Bob won't get my belongings and get me access to my belongings at his house and his storage unit." Y'all, this is one of the craziest days we've seen in the Daniel Larson saga in a while. Daniel is feeling untouchable and it shows. He's gonna keep testing his limits until something really bad happens, folks. Mark my words. He then goes right back to talking about the federal government, writing, "The FBI is targeting me for Bob not getting me enough transportation to and from my court hearings." Y'all, here we go. It's the start of the new arc. The Daniel Larson versus the FBI arc. Will it end in Daniel getting charged with threats to the federal government? I guess you're gonna have to subscribe to find out because I'm definitely keeping track of this one, folks. Finally, Daniel writes, "Everyone only cares about themselves and not everyone else." That's a big statement coming from Daniel. I mean, Daniel's whole life is focused around his TikTok fame and how he's interpreted on social media. All he thinks about is himself and Fate Grace. Without his TikTok fame, Daniel would just be another homeless person on the streets of Colorado. So y'all, that was last week in the Daniel Larson universe. It was pretty crazy. Daniel started off with schizo posting about being attacked and then went right in to getting arrested. After getting arrested, he then got released almost 2 days after and then went right back to schizo posting and threatening the FBI. So it looks like it's going to be pretty crazy for Daniel here on out, and I'll definitely be keeping track of him. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, please considering becoming a member. We have 2 new members as of recently. Shout out to Gage Martinez and Know You. Thank you guys for becoming members. It really helps support the channel. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.